back to
Color in the Shape of Sound Studios podcast, StudioCast. We're calling it StudioCast?
StudioCast. It's StudioCast, but we call it a podcast. Yeah. It's StudioCast.
StudioCast.
Two. Dos.
My name is Kevin.
My name is Johnny.
I'm Rocio.
AKA Babe.
I provide the cue.
AKA Babe. AKA Babe. Because Johnny almost called me Babe. I was like, sure, go for it. I'll respond.
Well, Even though it's my fiance.
I was just talking to my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I was like, it just transferred over your finger.
I do that too with my dad.
Don't tell
like,
her.
Babe.
No,
I mean,
she's
Dad.
Gonna listen to this. No, you're going to get me in trouble now.
It's just a name.
But yeah, today I guess we're what? Drums. I guess we talked about drums in the last one a little bit, but we kind of just
one was kind of all over the place though.
Yeah, it was
I think they're all going to be all over the place.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be. We're
gonna attempt.
We're very
to stick to drums.
We jump on different topics constantly.
It's that we are the definition of. Oh, look, a squirrel.
Yeah, I've never been diagnosed or whatever with ADD, but
just because you haven't been diagnosed doesn't mean you don't have it.
I know. I'm 90% sure I have it because I'm the guy that is in class and can't concentrate, and I'm also the guy who's playing music and I accidentally play a wrong note. I go, oh, that's a good idea, and I just make a completely different song.
And you're the guy that has to hit the skip button in the car every 30 seconds.
I definitely have music ADD. I've never heard the end of any song.
Oh my gosh, not even the middle.
Like he'll have me play drum covers, and as soon as it gets to the chorus,
why
and
does
I'm
this
like,
microphone smell like cigarettes?
And I don't know. As soon as we're about to get to the chorus,
I'm all mine.
And I'm all,
Lucia, what does your microphone smell like?
Metal.
It tastes like the blood of the innocent. We broke Johnny.
Well, I like how we're talking about AD and then we get sidetracked.
Yeah, okay, no, wait, what are we talking about?
I don't even remember what
we're talking
I was
about.
Gonna say
you were
something.
moving from drums to something else.
Well, we were saying that we want this to be about drums, and the other one's kind of all over the place and introducing the kind of what this is going to be like, but it's going to be all over the place. But this one's focused on drums, so
primarily.
Yeah. So I guess I'll talk about my introduction to drums. I kind of talked about it in the last podcast, but like I said, my sister dated a guy when I was younger, and he was a drummer, and he played everything, but he mostly played drums, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Really, Johnny?
Yeah, and I thought, oh God, Kevin, I thought that is a really cool thing, and B, women like that. And I got into it, and then it became more about the music than women, but women was just a plus. Girls, all the girls that I've dated liked it.
I got my fiance because I'm a drummer.
Lucky
that's
guy.
That's a true story.
Lucky
like
girl,
that's true.
Yeah, I saw him playing drums. I'm like, oh, he's a drummer. Okay, cool.
Hadn't even met her yet.
But then the next day you did.
No, it was like a few months later.
Oh.
But that's another story, another time.
But anyway, so yeah, I did that. But then I did not have a drum kit. But he gave me a pair of drumsticks, and I would tap on everything. I would bring them to class, and I would tap on my books and on my desk at school, and I would get them taken away. And it was annoying to everybody. But I would just do like paradiddles and stuff. But anyway, so I didn't have a drum kit, and my mom had bought me a guitar because she wanted me to play guitar because my great-grandfather had played guitar, and that's a different story, I guess. But yeah, she wanted me to play guitar, and I thought it was kind of cool, but it was really hard to begin with, and I didn't really pick it up until my dad bought me a drum kit. I remember he told me, I got all these books on the back of the truck, boxes of books from my office that I need you to help me unload, and I was all bummed out. And then we brought all the boxes in to our little game room where we had our instruments and stuff. Well, later. But he's like, oh, well, you got to help me unpack it. I was like, are you kidding me? I was doing something else. I was preoccupied. But I opened the box, and there was a big blue kick drum in there. And I was like, so excited.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry, but I was really excited. I was like, oh my gosh.
He had the tear.
Yeah. And I remember I was like, these are the best drums, and they were the shittiest drums. I mean, my dad got me, a cheap, he didn't know I was going to stick to it or whatever.
Yeah.
So they were called gammon drums, and I actually had kept them all the way up to maybe 2 months ago. I just sold them on Craigslist.
Those are the ones that
for
you
those are the ones that I sold.
Oh my
more
gosh.
than I bought them for.
More than anybody should have paid for those.
But I
also
also sold a pair of ZBT hi-hats, which I kind of wish I had now, and a ZBT ride that you broke. It was cracked in 2 places. But
I'm sorry once again.
But So yeah, I had that cheap drum kit, and I had all the original heads. I didn't buy real heads; they were like the cheap gammon heads. And then I kind of taught myself kind of 4/4 time really badly and couldn't keep time or anything. And my mom found this guy. His name was what was his name? Malachi Iceness is like the coolest guy ever. He was like the like stereotypic musician. He called everybody cats. Like, oh, I met that cat once. He was so
that
cool.
is so
Yeah,
cool.
so
He had like a cool goatee
Classy.
and stuff.
Was he
Yeah.
a jazz? Was he a jazz drummer?
He hated jazz, and I was
Okay.
but he was more of like a classic rock type of thing. But he was really cool, and we didn't have a lot of money when I was growing up and stuff. But for some reason, he just talked to my mom, and he agreed to do drum lessons for me and my little sister for $10 a lesson, which is like nothing.
Oh, wow.
But I did drum lessons with him for like a year and a half maybe, and he taught me really the dynamics of drums and how different movements and stuff and different sticks and all about drum gear and everything. And that guy was so cool. I still kind of keep in contact with him. I talk to him sometimes when I get new gear. I send him stuff and he gets new gear and he shows me. But that was kind of where I got to, and then I just took it from there, and I'd listen to other drummers. I'd go on Drummers World all the time and just kind of try to copy what they did. And then I was really into Blink, and I was like, well, I'll check out their drummer. And Travis Barker is like, I know this sounds dumb. Travis Barker is my favorite drummer. And I think he's Kevin's
yeah,
too.
it's Kevin's.
But
too.
it sounds bad because it's like, oh, Travis Barker is your favorite drummer. You must know so much about drumming. But in reality, he's so well known because he is such a good drummer,
Mhm.
and he can play anything. He grew up marching and stuff, and that is so cool to me. And he takes everything from every style of music and brings it into whatever he's playing, and he's amazing, and he inspires me to try to do better. But I'm nowhere near his cool style at all.
No, he definitely has a lot of style. That is one thing he has very well.
Yeah.
And insanely fast hands.
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, all he does is play drums. He's like a great father. He takes care of kids and he plays drums, and that's all he does all the time. And he plays in his bands, which is also playing drums. So that's his life.
He does it all.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm Instagramming right now.
In the last one, I was Snapchatting, so it's good. I'm texting my girlfriend and my mom, the most important women in my life.
Oh, did you ever find out if your mom's out of town?
No,
I know
she's
that-
not. She's coming home tonight, but I don't know. I probably have to pick her up because my mom hates driving all the way out there to my little sister's school. But anyway, drums. So yeah, that was my introduction to drums, and then I kind of took it from there and just kind of taught myself, a lot of different stuff and researching a lot of stuff online and a lot of drummers from different bands and stuff and just mimicking what I hear on the records that I like. But I wanted to be a drummer growing up, and then I thought I'll be an audio engineer, and that's what I'm doing now. So, what about you, Kevin? What was your introduction to drums? You want to get Instagram quick?
I just finished when you said that. Well, I had always wanted to be a drummer. I remember because we grew up with I grew up listening to Journey and Van Halen with my mom, and a lot of the country that was on the radio.
Yeah.
But I remember I would see these old school 80s drummers who super simple beats, but just how they moved and everything. I was like, that's so cool. Like when I get older,
AC/DC.
yeah, or any of the old drummers, man, just big movements. And I was just like, I want to do that when I get older. I want to play drums.
Yeah.
And then my mom married my stepdad, and I found out because he was a drummer at the church we were going to at the time. And then I found out he had a drum set, and when we moved to our new house, we got to set him up.
Yeah.
So I asked him, I was like, hey, can you show me how to play drums? And he just showed me that simple 4/4 beat.
Yeah.
And that was all he showed me, and he just kind of let me do my own thing and figure it out. So
That's what you learned.
yeah, and
you took it from there.
I didn't know how to read drum music or anything, so I would literally just put on 99.5 KISS, which is our local
Yeah.
rock station, and just start playing along to anything and everything that came on that station.
For sure.
So that's how I started drumming, and then I was always I only drummed to that at the time just because I didn't have an iPod or MP3
well, not
player.
everyone had music at that time either.
Yeah, and I didn't have anything I could, put music on to listen to, so I just did that,
Just
and then
play the radio. That's that's what all the great guys that we listen to now did, anyways.
Yeah, and then I got a CD player and
a Walkman CD player.
actually, yeah, I had one of those.
I remember paying $100. I went to summer school, and they paid you to go to summer school the public school in my area where I came from, and you got $100 for if you didn't miss any days. And I spent it was like $90 something, almost $100 for a Walkman CD player.
Yeah, you can get them for like $5.
Yeah, it's like, this is nothing.
You should have waited, Johnny.
So like,
till I was 20, 21.
So my favorite style to play to is punk.
Yeah,
I love fast punk rock music, and that's what I've always loved playing. I also play swing, jazz, country. I play a lot of genres. I like being a well-rounded drummer. And because I was so fast at playing punk music, it always led to me playing in metal bands. So like, it wasn't too hard for me to pick up doing blast beats and
definitely
grinds and all that, because it's just a matter of going fast. It's just fast drumming.
Exactly.
And I mean, for me, I got bored playing metal. So, because it was every band I was in, it was just do a blast beat, do a fill, and then start grinding. And
it's all the same. Yeah,
nothing against any of the bands that are out doing that. If you love playing that,
all power to you.
Power to you. And yes, I realize that I play punk, and a lot of it sounds the same to most people. But it is the genre that I love to play.
It's just your opinion.
And everyone
for you personally.
Yeah, like I would rather play a fast punk beat than have to do blast beats, just because they're not that fun to me. Like, yes, I can do them, and
they're pretty cool.
Well, that's what you grew up playing, and I feel like also kind of what you grew up playing and your main thing, what you were originally learned, still till the day you die or till the day you sit down your drumsticks and stop playing will show. Like my first. I would play just like when I was first learning, I would just play beats, and I, played the music kind of. But my first real thing of actually playing like with other people was I was in jazz band in high school, and since my freshman year, and that was like my first like real playing with other musicians, and I had to play the right thing. I was, you know what I mean? And to this day, I still get like kind of when I'm playing. My favorite is like pop punk or like classic rock type of stuff. But I still get like those kind of jazzy fills in it and stuff,
Yeah.
Or like the way I used the crashes or feather the kicks sometimes, that it shows through. And I don't even like. I mean, I like jazz. I love jazz. And if it weren't for jazz, we wouldn't have a lot of the music I like today. But I don't particularly like playing jazz. I mean, I do from time to time, but that's what I grew up when I first learned on.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, like I really don't listen. To, sorry, it's a white thing.
I do it too. It's
I don't listen to I don't really listen to metal anymore. Yeah. I was mainly listening to a lot of metal because it was the bands that all my friends were getting me to play in. So, of course, I'm going to listen to what I'm playing. So,
exactly.
But for me, there was always that element of punk beats and punk drumming, and I'm not talking Lars or Ulrich kind of stuff, like double kick style punk beats and stuff in my hardcore drumming and metal drumming. But like now, like even though I'm not really playing as much metal or listening to that much, like I'll do like a.
Do you hear a buzz in the line? Is that me, or is that just AC?
I hear it.
I hear it, but it's not bad.
It's not bad.
I guess we'll see. Well, it is when it's coming out of a studio. People are like, "This podcast is it's supposed to be a professional studio." Look at the buzz.
Well, I mean, it's
it
still
could
like
be the air conditioning too. Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
We'll see. It's all good. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but like I'll do an Elvis Presley drum cover, an old rockabilly drum cover, and then I'll just for kicks. Like I was doing an Elvis cover earlier today, and just for no reason, just threw a blast beat in there.
Yeah.
With a crazy fill, and then just went back into the groove like nothing happened.
We'll do this thing here in the studio, not recording, but we'll just us hanging out in the studio when we don't have.
It's kind of a game we play.
Yeah, we'll we bring up YouTube, or even I have a hard drive with like over 15,000 songs that I may or may not have stolen when I was in high school.
Well, I'm more.
Well,
I have a couple thousand on that hard drive I have here too.
So we'll go through our own music, or go on YouTube and try to stump each other. And it ends up being that we do just crazy stuff. Like he said, he's playing blast beats to Elvis, or like, crazy tom work on like a country song or something.
Yeah, like we could put on anything. Like you could put the wheels on the bus go round and round, and we'll see how we can make it our own. And half the fun with the game we play is it's almost like you go till you can stump the guy. Like what we're trying to do is like just
until you turn on John 5.
Try and pick up. Yeah, I always look up and I can see Johnny's head peek up from behind the computer,
behind the
and I'll start playing the track, and then his head just drops, and then I hear the song change. So it'll be like,
I wait till you're getting really into the song.
Yeah,
and then you change it.
There have been times where he's kind of learned a couple bands that'll stump me.
Yeah,
but
they're all crazy bands too.
Yeah, it's like super technical drumming that like you're not just gonna be able to pick up on the fly. Yeah. Like you have to actually listen to it.
Yeah.
So there'll be times where it's like an hour and a half where I'm just sitting there drumming and he's trying to stump me, and I'm only playing like a minute of a song.
Yeah. And we'll do the same. It's usually Kevin on the drums and me trying to stump him, but I'll go in there. But I'm stumped much easier. He's a better musician than me.
Well, it's not so much that I'm a better drummer. It's when I was younger and how I learned to play drums.
Yeah. That you had to pick up off of other songs. So
I was listening to other songs, and I can hear, I don't know if it's from songwriting or what, but I can kind of hear like when a guitar part starts, probably where the drums are going to go. Like, because I would study all the structures of songs and stuff. So, I mean,
do you know how to read music? Drum
I used to. When I was in high school, when I was in jazz band, it was simple stuff though. We were freshmen or whatever. When you're in high school, you feel like I'm in high school. I'm a big kid or whatever, but you're a baby,
Yeah.
But so they never gave us anything crazy difficult, and they would give us music, and they kind of taught us in like the most simple music theory class in high school, like that was part of jazz band. And that was just like part of the course was learning to read your instrument music, and then the drum music was like it didn't have any toms on it. It was just kick, snare, and hi-hats, and it was so simple. And I would always like just learn the song. I would play by ear, and I would go over it like in other classes before jazz band. I would read it and see like, okay, I know what this is, and then just follow the other. The bass player was really good. His name was Zach, and we actually played in some bands together until.
Did he play an upright?
No,
it's not jazz band.
No, dude, our jazz band wasn't jazz band. I went to a Catholic high school, and there was like less than 100 kids, or maybe about 100 and some kids in my grade. So it was so small that we couldn't have a full-size jazz band. It was literally a guy playing a bass, guy playing drums, guy playing guitar. And my teacher, Mr. Ruskowski, was, he's awesome. He's an amazing guitarist, and he was a really cool guy. And he would play guitar, and then sometimes we'd have keys, and we had a vocalist for half a semester, but we never did anything with her. But, the guy, Zach, that I said I played in some other bands with, he was a really good bass player, and he was really dynamic and would move around tastefully. And so I would always want to match my kick to hit what he was doing on the bass. And my teacher hated that.
That's the best thing to do, though, because you want the kick to follow the bass usually.
It'll fatten it up for sure, but not for jazz music. I mean, some styles of jazz, but what we were doing, it was simple, like kid stuff, And my teacher, I remember, he would always, yell at me like, not so much kick. And then I remember there was also times I wasn't that great of a drummer, and he would yell at me for turning.
That good of drummers.
I would turn the beat completely around. Where the kick was supposed to be, I would be on the snare. That happened probably 5 times, and that was like when I was a freshman. By the time I was a sophomore, I was a better drummer. But after that, I remember he would always yell at me, like I was saying, for too much kick. And there was a point where everyone would be playing the song together, but Zach would be playing bass right next to me, and we would like be challenging each other almost, and it'd be just me and him, but everybody else was also playing, and my teacher had got fed up and he just came back and took the kick pedal off the drum. He said,
no.
"That's enough."
Dude, he would get so fed up with my kick pedal.
Yeah.
And it's not even the fact I do a lot of kick, it's the fact that I hit the crap out of the kick.
Well, I mean, he wasn't worried about that. He was just he didn't the music didn't call for it, and I understand, but like it was almost boring. I remember not too long ago, on Facebook it tells you, hey, this happened a year ago or something.
Yeah.
I had one that was like, this happened 4 years ago. I put a status. I hate
remember
jazz
the depressing moment you had?
I got one that said, I hate jazz music because the class was boring to me. I mean, it was my favorite class, but the music they were having us play was boring to me. And now I hate jazz. What is that? No, I love jazz,
See, I played in jazz band in middle school.
Yeah.
But I played a different instrument. I didn't play drums. I was actually playing trombone.
The rusty trombone?
Shut up. But our teacher actually made the bass player play upright.
That's awesome, dude.
And
that's really
they're
cool.
We didn't have any instruments at my school. Everyone had to bring their own instruments. We just had
you had
drum
to
kit.
buy them, right?
Yeah. No, you had to bring your own. It wasn't even through the school at all. It was such a little.
Yeah, you got to go
school.
to a Alamo Music Company or something and actually write
That's what
Yeah.
my sister has to do too.
Really?
my
My parents bought her
So
instrument.
I went to a public school, so we had a lot more students, but our bass player actually wasn't in the band program. They were in the orchestra program, which ours was totally separate. You had band and then you had all the string people.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually went and got one of the people that played the big for them they call it the big double bass, and they used to using a bow.
Yeah.
They went and got one of them and taught them the pluck.
That is so cool.
And
I
we
want to buy an
actually
upright bass.
we
hello, you have a baby.
we had to play. We actually had to play a basketball game one time, and I remember the teacher telling the bass player, "It's going to be really hard for them to hear you're upright. I want you to pluck that thing so you think your fingers are going to bleed."
Did his fingers bleed? Because that happens. That's a real thing. That's a real problem.
No, but I mean they were doing pretty well.
That's
but
right.
it was just awesome that they were getting them to actually
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Be
Keep-
out of their element a
keep
little bit.
Yeah.
the tradition of
That's really cool.
upright playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Kevin, you don't know how to read drum.
Yeah,
Probably a
like
little bit of
Right.
drums. Drum music is easy.
Kevin,
Well,
this
until
is
you get to
kinda
really
weird.
technical
see
stuff.
the thing for me, I played trombone in middle school and I played for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I quit because I got bored because the music was super. I had
I wish you
all
would
of
have stayed.
my.
We could start a ska band. That would be so
Oh my
amazing.
God.
I've been thinking about getting another one.
Dude.
I thought you had one, or I thought you still had yours upstairs.
Hell yeah.
in
I
the-
would-
No, that was a
No.
rental.
Aw.
But I can read that music,
Yeah.
but I don't know why. For some reason, in my with my brain, I look at drum music, and my brain cannot. Maybe I just need to practice, but I
you
can't.
can't read it and play at the same
I
time.
can't. Yeah,
Same. I can't do that. But I also have a reading issue. I don't know how to
you
read.
have a lot of issues.
No, I just have a learning disability. So reading anything, whether it's numbers or words or music, is I have to concentrate on that completely, or it's not going to happen. So I would, like I said, I would look at the class before, and then go in and just kind of do it.
So you would read it, memorize it, then do it.
It wasn't memorizing really. It was just I would read it and kind of know, okay, this is 4/4 time, or kind of know what I'm getting myself into, and then just play along to the band.
Okay.
Just play by ear.
like for me, I've been pretty lucky to where I can hear music,
Yeah.
and at least we're talking drums.
Mm-hmm.
With bass, I can actually read my, I read the
notes,
music and stuff,
yeah.
and
Get chord charts. and
yeah,
whatnot.
chord charts, music. So that's what I do with bass when I have to fill in for a band. But
Yeah.
with drums, I can hear, it may be, some old church song that I played 10 years ago, 12 years ago, but I can still play it. There's so many songs in my, I guess, quote unquote, data bank of drum stuff in my head
Your
that
memory data. You're just becoming self-aware. You're a robot.
I'm pretty sure it amazes Johnny. Like he'll pull out these old songs and like,
and he'll know
how
'em.
many songs that I know that he'll try and think he's got me on, and
Well,
it's like,
there's one thing that when we're playing this game or whatever, where I'm in the studio looking at him through the window in the next room, and he'll I'll try to stump him in. Most 90% of the time he'll be able to play to it, but a lot of the time he'll
like
light up and he'll go.
95.
Well, and sometimes he'll just light up and be like, oh, okay, he'll get really into it. He knows, that's when I know he knows the song, he's played it before. And then like 0.3% of the time when I stump him with crazy bands that no one's going to pick up. They're not jam songs at all.
Nah, like, and there's been like just the most random like songs, like, and for me, like, because he knows I'm a punk dude, and like there's one time he threw on like an NSYNC song
Yeah.
and I still played it just because I'd heard it when I was younger so much.
First of all, you know it because you grew up in that time, but also like no matter what, like you and I are so, I guess, versatile in the kind of music that we listen to, even not just to play, but we listen to everything. I listen to country, jazz, rock and roll, anything. And the only thing that in which you do, I don't, is hip hop. I'm not into any really rap, but there's a few hip hop songs. There's something like Snoop Dogg that I'll listen to, and kind of, I guess, like more classic stuff, or like Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
Yeah.
But we kind of listen to everything, and so you know what the traditional beats would be for that, you know?
Well, see, I actually don't really I personally do not like hip hop and rap music.
Yeah.
But
you know some.
I know some, like I know the, like, what would you call it? Like the go-to, or like the really well, like I know Gangster's Paradise, and I know,
yeah, of course.
Even like if you got to go with them on it, like Turn Down for What, even though it's not really hip hop, but like
yeah. The famous, everyone knows,
or
type
like
of stuff.
Lollipop by Lil Wayne. Like I know.
That's what I was thinking.
So like one of my favorite things to do lately is drum covers to hip hop, but we do kind of that Travis Barker remix where I'm playing heavier.
You do your own thing. You do what
drums.
You want. Yeah, exactly.
To those.
And I like doing the same thing to like old jazz. I like, putting modern stuff to that. Or Rocio was talking about, I think the last podcast was like Disney songs, like things why would you play drums to this?
Like I did,
it's fun,
I did Arabian Nights from Aladdin, but I did it like it was almost like heavy metal drumming to like Arabian Nights.
Yeah. And it's cool. It's fun. That's one thing. It's fun just to see what you can do, and it's a weird thing, but like this isn't a thing that you should be doing this to, but yet you're doing it, and that's cool. Yeah, and maybe not to like non-musicians, but to real musicians that know what's up with music, like that is a cool thing.
Yeah, like I don't even remember what I was listening to earlier, or what I was playing some song, but I just decided to have fun with it, and I was just doing like these paradiddle kind of things with my hand, and then just running a double kick.
And then you whacked your leg.
Yeah, I hit the crap out of my leg really hard. But like, it was like some old school like 50s song. But I was just playing some really crazy beat to it, but it fit and it was in time. Yeah. It was just super like not at all what that song called for.
But yet it worked, and that's something that takes a real musician to be able to do. Just because you're in the right, time signature doesn't mean that it's going to sound good or match what it is.
And another thing, going off the real musician thing.
Yeah.
I am known around here for being a little bit of a heavy drummer, a little bit of a hard hitter, just a little bit, not a little bit, but
a little bit.
Like when I play rock music and punk, I hit fairly hard. I used to play with guys that were playing Marshall stacks, and I didn't have mics, and I used to play
your bands had Marshall stacks, mine had like PV combo practice amps.
And I used to also play back in the day for a youth group, but they couldn't afford drum microphones, so I was playing while battling a PA system. So I got used to hitting fairly hard just to be heard. But at the same time, when I play swing music or jazz, or if I go jam with my fiance's family and we're playing conjunto or tejano, anything in that
Hispanic music,
like I can pull back and I can play much softer, like, and I think that's one of the things too that separates a drummer from being a musician, is knowing when to pull back.
Definitely.
When to...
Well, you got to know the other musicians in the band. You got to be able to adapt to what they're playing.
Pay real close attention to what they're doing. Yeah.
And like with swing music, when I play swing, I will back off and play, 40 to 50% maybe of how hard I would hit when I'm playing rock music.
Yeah.
But the thing I do with swing is I'll back off, and when it is my time to do a solo or do a crazy fill or even do these little like pa pa, like kind of crazy little accents, like that's when I use volume to my advantage. And it's like almost like those accents where you kind of scare the crowd and wake them up a little bit,
like Beethoven.
And then you just kind of fall back into that groove, and you kind of let the other instruments take their lead, because yes, drums is important. Drums is the backbone to most music, but you got to know when to pull off and when to go heavy and go. And by heavy, I don't mean double bass kicking and
like how thick the drums are being.
Yeah, it's just like how hard are you hitting and kind of thing, like your projection. Because like, basically, Johnny bought Zildjian pitch black cymbals, and the joke is he bought them from me because they're the only cymbals I haven't been able to break. Not that I'm trying to break cymbals, but
he felt really bad when he.
I feel bad every time I break a cymbal.
I gave you so much shit about it, but it was a used ZBT that I bought at a pawn shop. It was really not a big deal.
I've broken like 7 of those, but it's the fact it's not mine. And I've broken a couple other cymbals of his.
Yeah. It happens though. That's if you use your gear, that's gonna happen.
Like the one though that it shocked him was the right cymbal. That one surprised him.
Well, it wasn't any right cymbal. The ZBTs are thick cymbals,
Yeah, I've never broken a ZBT ride. But.
Well, yes, you have.
Well, okay, I broke that one.
You broke mine. No, but those pitch blacks, so those are surprisingly amazing cymbals. They are. They're simple cymbals. They're not like these crazy hand-hammered cymbals.
They're just a cast cymbal that's painted black.
And they're painted black. And I had one of them my whole life as a drummer. And I remember I saw Travis Barker play them once. I don't think he plays them ever. I think he did them for a promo video or something. He did a cover. It was a Drake song that he did. And I remember seeing them in that video, and they were so cool. And they sounded good in the video, but also after whoever's producing Travis Barker and whoever the audio engineer is on that obviously has amazing equipment to make whatever sound good, but
there is a chance too that he used different cymbals and then just did
the cover. Well, they were mic'd up. I'm sure that's what it was, but anyways, I just wanted them. They were cool, and I finally found them at a pawn shop. And there was this point in time where after I work with Jeremy Zapata, who actually is not. I said he'd be on this one, but he's not. He'll be on the podcast
eventually.
Yeah, eventually. But we work together, and we have these periods of time where we have like 2-3 hours to kill. So we just go to pawn shops and go to Guitar Center. And there's a period of time every week I would find something that was like a really good deal, and I had to buy it. Like, if I didn't buy this, the deal would be gone,
Yeah.
And I didn't waste money. It's all good gear, but that was one of the things. I remember I had been doing that for like 3 weeks straight or something. I bought like, these impulse buys. And I found those cymbals, and I was like, that day I was like, okay, I'm not buying anything. Jeremy, if you find something, buy it, but I'm not buying anything no matter what I found. And I find these, pitch black cymbals, amazing cymbals I've been wanting for my whole life.
You said you wouldn't buy anything.
Well, Jeremy talks me into buying stuff too. He's like, oh, this will be so good for this. What about recording when you're recording other bands and stuff? So,
hey, Jeremy, how about you buy it?
I've been trying to talk him into buying guitars lately. I want to buy another telly, but that's another story. But so I found these, and then I get them home, and when I bought them, I didn't try them out. They were in the box still, so I mean, they weren't new. They were obviously used, and they had, scratches and stuff, but they had the original box. But I got them, and I was expecting a metal cymbal, like, and they were metal. No, I was like for metal music, obviously, and
well, that's kind of what they were.
That's
what they were pushed towards.
That's what they were for. But then I got it, and the ride it's huge. First of all, it's huge. I don't remember how big it is.
I think it's a 22 inch.
It's a 22 inch, yeah, and it's thick, and it's painted black, and it sounds jazzy. It's a good. It's for everything,
They're very versatile cymbals.
And they stopped making them though. I want to buy more, and they're hard to find.
I would try. Well, we could find cymbals that are similar to them.
Yeah. Well, I was looking online. I got hi-hats, ride, and a crash for $150, which is awesome. But the hi-hats are they're also huge. I don't know how big they are.
I think they're 15s.
15s. Kevin knows all the specs on my gear. I don't know anything. I'm like, this sounds good. I want it.
Yeah, I believe they're 15s.
Yeah, they're also pretty big, and they are also really thick. And the bottom one has the waves on it. What are those called? Was it?
It's just wavies. I don't know what they're called. There's
little thingy thing.
There's a certain term, but I don't know, and I really don't care what they're called.
They got a thick sound, and
I'm actually gonna go look and see how big those cymbals are.
Run back there. But they sound good. They for like stick work. If you do a lot of hi-hat work, like Kevin is really big on that, and I do a fair amount of it myself, and it sounds really good. And then the crash is surprisingly not as thick as you would think, because everything else is a real thick cymbal. And Kevin's in there in the next room in the cutting room checking them out right now. But yeah, so I use them on everything. I just recorded a Christian rock band here in the studio, and they use those hi-hats, and one of the crashes actually, the only crash I have. So they're underrated cymbals, I think, and a lot of guys heard that they're marketed towards metal guys.
And I hope you didn't miss me, because now I'm back.
Well, they were marketed towards metal guys, and I think. What do you want to say, Rocio? No. No, we didn't miss you. Go back. But they were marketed towards metal guys, and I think that they didn't go over well with them, and that's why they stopped producing them. But I love them, dude. For a studio, they're awesome.
See, the thing is, though, most people.
Wait, what did you go over there and find how big?
Oh, okay. So 15-inch hi-hat, 22-inch ride, 18-inch crash.
Yeah, see, those are big. I mean, the crash is kind of regular, but that was a smaller crash from the set.
So the thing with the cymbals, though, like I use them, like Johnny said, they're pretty much a go-to here. I use them for everything I record.
Yeah.
And if you play lightly, you can get real pingy, and they're awesome. Like, I love old country western music, and they're so good for old country western swing music. I love them for swing music, like real pingy, like.
Yeah.
But then I can turn around and go play some screamo or some hardcore, and then just hit the crap out of these cymbals, and and it changes the tonality of them. Definitely. And it's
the sticks you use matters too.
Yeah. Well, I use the same stick for everything I play.
Kevin and I, the Travis Barker signature sticks are like our go. That's all we play, except for. Well, first of all, it's a good stick. It's a thick, feels good in your hand. We're both pretty tall guys. We got big hands, so we like meatier sticks, so we don't feel like we're playing with pencils. And then it's got like I love the tip on it. It's hard to find a good rounded, like almost like marching stick, which is what he was going for.
For a wood tip, especially.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like the perfect stick. The only thing is, if you're doing like light stuff, they are a little thick. And I have special smaller sticks for doing like jazzy type of stuff.
So I use brushes, but they still come out really loud.
Yeah, Kevin's the only guy that plays metal with brushes.
What kind of sticks are you using, man? Brushes?
And two, it was a matter of my friend said you can't get any. I had a friend tell me it's impossible to get projection out of brushes of any sort. So
you've been using those hot rods that I bought.
Those are the wood ones though, which I don't like. I use nylon.
Yeah, I have both.
Oh yeah, well I've been using like a nylon kind of brush.
Yeah.
And they do flex.
Do you have those, or are you just using mine? Man, I feel like I have some kind of phase cancellation going over here.
I don't know.
Do you hear that?
It's fine, dude.
Okay, I think it's reflecting off the side of the pool table here.
I lost my train of thought. Okay, there. Like they do bend, and you'll see like the curvature from when you keep hitting it repeatedly in the same way. And it was basically like making a point of like, dude, you can use these and you can get volume out of them. Like I know that's not what they're intended for, but if you need to be a little bit quieter because you're in a smaller, you know, venue or a smaller church or something, and they're complaining about, you know, how loud it is, you can get away with using this. You just got to put some force into it.
Yeah, definitely.
But
well, what's in your stick bag right now? Just a bunch of Travis Barker sticks, and then one set of the Travis Barker sticks with the mallets on the end.
Yeah, I've used Travis Barker sticks exclusively since 2005. So for 11 years, it's the only stick I've used, and it all goes to, you know, how Johnny said, like, it's a little bit thicker stick. It's kind of like a 5B, I would guess.
It's not a real size, but it's similar to
that.
Yeah,
there's not an actual size on it, but it's a little bit thicker stick. I like it due to the fact that it's an inch longer than most sticks.
Is it really a whole inch longer?
Yeah, it's a longer stick than a normal stick.
Yeah, that's why I guess that's why my kit is so spread. I play like the loosest kit ever, and I have long arms. I got real long sticks. I guess that's what it is.
A lot of my friends complain with my setup that they can't reach anything. Like my cymbals are a stretch. Everything's a stretch, and
we play our cymbals really high too.
Yeah. I originally started playing my cymbals high to be showy.
Dude, I thought it was cool. Travis Barker did it, and that's why I got used to
it. Yeah, it's got. I've always preferred a round tip, and it's got the perfect tip on it, and it's
better for your heads, dude. I hate those.
Yeah,
the long pointy tips ruin my head so fast.
And it's for whatever reason, yes, I say I've played them exclusively. I have tried other stick brands, and I've tried other sticks.
Yeah,
but they're the only sticks that have I can play these sticks
for anything.
And for some reason, it's harder for me to break them than any other stick. Even if I use
Definitely.
like a 5B or even a 2B, all the other companies I've played the sticks from never last as long as the Travis Barker Zildjians.
Same.
And I've played Vic Firth, I've played ProMark, I've played all of them.
And that's why I don't mind paying for them. They're kind of an expensive stick. It's like
about $9 a pair.
Yeah, for a set. And I've been buying a lot of gear for the studio, and I don't make a lot of money. I work here in the studio for myself with Kevin and Jeremy, and I also work part-time at a Baptist church, even though I'm not Baptist. It's just a job, but running sound there and doing stuff. So I don't make a whole bunch of money. So when I buy gear, I've been buying more gear for the studio, like rack equipment or stuff for the computer or whatever, microphones. So I wanted to cut down on buying sticks, so I bought those Guitar Center special. You get 30 pairs of sticks for $20-$30 or something like that.
That's insane.
Well, I bought these like gray sticks, and they have the perfect tip. They're like similar. They're a little bit smaller than the tip on the Travis Barker sticks, but it's like the Travis Barker sticks baby brother. They're a little bit shorter, a little bit less of a round tip, or same roundness, but it's not as big of it, big as a sphere on the end. And they've actually been working out pretty well, but it's not the same.
They feel funky to me. I think it's because I've played the same stick for years and years.
Well, another thing is I've been playing. I've been playing the Travis Barker stick forever as well, and the white ones, they had the white and the black. I think they had red a long time ago, but I never.
No, it was always just white and black.
No, I know they had red one. I remember seeing a Guitar Center, but it
might have been an exclusive Guitar Center thing.
Maybe, I don't know, but I never played them. But the white ones have a better texture to the paint, and they're comfortable and they don't slip out of your hands as easily. So I always played those, but they make your cymbals so ugly. And
wow.
last year or almost two.
No, it was last year.
Was it last year when they came out? They came out with a wood color.
I bought
stick.
I went to Sam Ash and I cleared out all the white Travis Barker sticks they had.
Yeah.
because you were about to go buy
yeah.
some.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, I remember
yes.
that.
I went it was Guitar Center, not Sam Ash, but yeah.
No, it was Sam Ash.
Was it?
It was Sam Ash.
Okay,
Because that's
yeah.
all. I won't go to Guitar Center.
Oh, okay. Well, I that's what got me. And I guess not too long ago, about a year or so ago, they came out with a new Travis Barker stick that was just wood grains, no paint on it. And instead of saying Travis Barker, it says Famous Stars and Stripes. And
Straps.
Whatever. Straps, yeah. Stripes, God. Anyway, so yeah, I went to get my sticks, and some guy wiped us out, and I was like, okay, well, I guess just give me those and I'll try those out. I got like 3 pairs, and I was like, this is exactly the same, but they don't make my cymbals ugly. So I've been buying those ever since. But it was funny that day, Kevin was actually coming to lay down some bass tracks or something, I think, or maybe he was just coming to hang out. I don't remember, but
I don't know.
he was in the studio for some reason, and he's always here.
Yeah.
He just popped up.
Yeah, but I remember he was like, "Oh, I got all these new sticks." And I was like,
Open up
Oh,
my
you-
drum bag.
"Yeah."
You were the guy
all
that took them
brand
off.
There was like
drum
there's
sticks.
like probably 10 pairs of Travis Barker. I paid like $80 for like
Yeah.
sticks.
and I was like, "You mother!"
He's like, you suck, dude.
Yeah.
I went to go get those today.
Yeah, I went to go get him, and he wiped them out. But I guess it was all right because it made me use a different stick that I like better. I mean, it's the same stick. I just not mark up my cymbals.
See it like with drum stuff though. For me, like when I play guitar or bass, I have a very specific sound I want, and yes, I'm picky. But when it comes to drums, like I know what I like, I know what I want to use, and that's all I want. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like
You know what you want.
I know. I mean, I've been playing drums too for 14 years, so it's
Yeah.
like I know what I want. I know what works for. Well, I should say I know what works for me. I found out the snare drum I bought one time though, that head didn't work for me.
Well,
A little bit of trial and error.
you like fiddle around with other stuff, like what you're saying with
yeah.
the sticks.
He'll test gear. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've tested a lot of gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like the sticks. You've tried like almost every stick out there, but you still like the Travis Barker. So
I'm the same way about not just drumsticks, but any gear. I'm a gear whore. You know that's. I feel like
Johnny.
I feel like most guys that are in our, I guess what we do or whatever, is kind of the same way. They want to try out whatever what they can get their hands on. Whatever they can afford, they'll buy and try it out. And that, I guess that's an audio engineer thing, or guys, studio guys. You like trying new sounds. It's like when you're laying down records, you don't want everything to sound the same.
That's why we have we have 2 main snares we use.
Yeah. Well, how many snares do we have?
I think we have 6.
1, 2, 3. We have 4 real snares, full-size snares, and then we have 1 popcorn snare.
We had more, but I think you sold one.
I sold the other one.
Like my go-to amp here, I don't know the actual model of it, but it's a Black Panther.
Oh yeah. That was
snare.
the deal I got that I was talking about in the last podcast with my custom amp.
Like I don't even. Johnny just showed up with it. And he's like, it's a Black Panther, and
Yeah.
so I used that. Originally, we had
Well, it's what came on it when I bought the snare.
it came with a coated Ambassador, but it was a brand new head. Like you could tell it had never been hit.
They probably it was used when I bought it, and I'm guessing whoever sold it had a soup bowl head on there, and then so they replaced it to sell it.
And
So it was a brand new
then
head.
I was stoked because I was actually looking at getting a Black Panther snare, and I was like, oh well, Johnny has one now, so
I'll just try it
I'm
out
just
here.
gonna use this one.
This one is particularly
And,
cool because there's this guy out of Austin who does these snare mods, and he put like a input jack on the side and made a mount for a microphone inside of there, pointing right at the
Bottom snares.
the bottom snares, the snare wires.
Well, there's no snares on top. But.
Yeah, obviously, but as opposed to the top snares, yeah. But yeah. So that's for here in the studio it was a perfect snare. It was between that and it was like some brand I didn't know. It said like SOS or something on it, but it sounded real good, real poppy. But I went for this one because it had the extra feature of putting the mic inside the drum.
And honestly, I think for
I got it for like, what was it, 150, something like that.
I don't know. I know those go for a good price though, but for the punk rock and a lot of the rock music we play,
Yeah.
it's like an awesome snare, and we're using a Aquarian high energy head, which is
Basically-
HI high, not HIGH.
Well, basically what happened was
There's a story.
well, Kevin, as you I'm sure know by now, is a hard hitter.
I'm a
I'm-
little bit.
I'm a pretty hard hitter myself, and I went through, the regular snare heads, the regular tough snare heads, fairly fast. But it was like, that's what there is. That's what
yeah,
that's
but yours lasted though, like
Like a
at least
month, yeah.
you just had time.
But anyway, Kevin would come over and just destroy these drum heads, And
The
so
last one you put on it lasted the last one he put on it was a coated ambassador.
Well, that was what came on it. Was when
It was what
new.
came on
Yeah.
it, and I played for an hour and killed the head.
And you can say what happened when you took it to Drumbo. What do you
So
have to
I
say?
took it to Drumbo, who is
That's our drum tech.
that's one of the drum techs we go to at Samash. And if you ever come to our studio, I am kind of the drum tech here, and
yeah.
I love getting tones.
I don't want you to think Drumbo works for us because
yeah.
we could only wish.
But
He's a cool guy.
here, I guess that's kind of one of my fill-in spots. Is I love
Yeah.
getting drum tones.
At the studio, we don't have real positions. And they're like, oh, this is our drum guy. We have 3 guys that come and go, and whatever we need done.
Yeah, we
gets
just
done.
get fired and rehired. But so I went up to Drumbo and I was like, yo, I suit bowled a head in an hour.
All my heads.
All of Johnny's heads is like, what do you recommend for, playing rock music, punk rock, some metal? And he asked what I was playing. I was like, well, I'm using a coated ambassador. And I was like, I do hit kind of hard from the stuff I used to play. And basically his response to me was just laughter. And then he's like, do you play brushes?
What's a brush?
Yeah. I was like, very rarely, but
You can't see him obviously, but Kevin's got a fat, awesome beard, and I feel like he should have been like, I use brushes as much as I use a razor.
yeah. So, we have another
Recycled
snare.
that joke from earlier today.
Yeah. We have another snare that I use brushes with that's set up differently, but for that snare, it's just a snare for hard hitting, basically.
Yeah. Well, it's weird that our 2 go-to snares, our main snares that we use here.
We have a main
are
snare
complete
for
opposite.
rock, a main
Yeah.
snare for rock and punk, which is a Black Panther, and we use an Aquarian high energy head. It's a 3-layer head, and as long as you're hitting in the center, like I've been playing this head for over a month now.
It's been like almost
Probably
2.5
2.
months. It's been a while. It's been a minute, as people say.
Yeah, whatever
annoying
that
to me.
means. I've been beating the living crap out of this thing, like
Yeah.
hitting it,
It's
like
it's an amazing head.
testing the head, basically like putting it through its paces, and there's not even a dent in this head yet, and like I couldn't be more thrilled with how good this head is.
I never played Aquarium before this, and I'm really impressed.
Honestly, dude, like I firmly believe that this head actually has made the drum louder. Like in the studio here, when I get on the drums, yeah, I do play loud when I'm playing rock music, but as soon as I hit the snare, I just see the door like slam shut. They're like, you're too loud.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, everyone just shuts the door
Shut
and
the
like
door.
gets out of the
It's
room.
humid in there. It gets really hot in there.
The studio, if you haven't seen our Facebook or anything, it's not a big studio. It's a self-owned between. I mean, technically I own it.
Johnny
it's at
owns
my
it.
house, but we all kind of work equally. There's not like I'm the boss. We all just jump ideas off each other. But the studio is not by far not a real big studio. It's a home studio.
It's a home studio,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's not part of my house. It's a separate building, and we took a pool house and converted it into a studio.
It's also the fact, though, too, that we live in kind of south, almost central Texas.
It's just outside of San Antonio.
Yeah. and so it's kind of South Texas, and it's just humid here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
We have since it was just a pool house, there wasn't real AC in it. It was a window unit is sticking in the wall.
Yeah,
but
and I have a box fan by the drum set.
Yeah, well, originally this building was one big room, and we built a wall and put a window in it for the cutting room has the sound treatment in it and everything. It's pretty dead, but the downside is that room doesn't have AC. I'm looking into maybe soon getting one of those small AC units that has one vent in either room, but also
even with that though, when you record though, you don't
be off.
want fans anyway. So I mean, it doesn't matter because it wouldn't get used a lot unless you're jamming.
I'd rather put the money towards more gear.
Yeah. And then so the Black Panther with the Aquarian high energy.
We got way off topic again.
Yeah, that's our go-to for rock, punk, hardcore, all the heavier genres or rock genres. That's what we go to. And then we have I don't want to say our second snare drum, but the other go-to snare we use is a Pearl snare drum with a controlled sound coated head from Remo, and it's a
this snare is
2-ply head. First off, the other one we use a 3-ply head.
Yeah.
Mainly because I just wanted
because we don't want to spend a bunch of money on pegs.
Yeah, that was part of the reason, and I just wanted a drum head that was going to hold up to my kind of playing. The controlled sound coated Remo head that is on this Pearl, it works perfectly for I always have to remember to back off, but we do use this snare for more of a it's a wooden shell, unlike the other one that has a steel shell. It's awesome for country western and jazz and swing. And when we play country here, we play actual like
real country,
Texas country, and
that's newest stuff out of Nashville.
Yeah,
crap.
it's none of this, like I said in the last one, Florida Georgia line or Luke Bryan. Like, we play Texas country here, and we play 50s, 60s style like country music. This snare is perfect. And then Johnny,
I recently got this. This is first we'll finish the snare. I've had the snare since I was in high school. I bought it. And it was the first, like, I always had, like, on my different kits that I've had through years, I've always just had the snare that came with the kit. But this is the first, like, I bought, this is my snare, It's a limited edition Pearl something. What does it say? You can read the tag there on the front. Kevin's holding on to it right now.
Yeah, because he ran up and handed it to me. It is a
what? Can you read
Pearl it? Limited Edition ST?
ST, I don't know. But it's a pretty good fat kind of sounding snare. But recently I had, at my work we have this awesome Yamaha snare, and they bought these fat, I don't know how many, you can count them, Kevin, if you want. Or
I started to, and then you asked what kind of snare it was, and I realized I was breathing all heavy in the mic like a fat person. I was like, oh.
A fat guy looking at a burger. No, but yeah, we bought these fat snares, snare wires to put on the bottom that I think it's 20 something. But we bought it at work for this Yamaha snare. It sounded so good, and it changed. I never realized that it would change the sound so drastically. It's like a whole nother snare, which is another cool thing for having it in the studio. That's kind of what I look for in gear, is not only does it sound good, but it's versatile, and I can use it for different sounds for recording different kinds of bands. So I can just switch the wires on the snare, and it's 2 snares. Kevin's counting each snare wire right now. I got the package somewhere, I think.
Dude, I don't know if I miscounted, but I counted 42 snares.
Really? Man,
Yeah.
I thought it was 20 something. That's a lot. Yeah, it's like the fattest one they had. I bought at Guitar Center. I guess that's something else that's different between us. I go to Guitar Center all the time, and he's a Sam Ash guy.
Well, actually, I used to be a Jeff Ryder drum shop guy, and then it's a great shop. It's just kind of in an inconvenient location for me.
Yeah.
So that's mainly why I don't go.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, let me finish. But no, I used to go to Guitar Center a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm friends with John. Yeah.
With John.
Sorry.
John
his name totally slipped my mind. But no, I was good friends with a guy at Guitar Center, and he left Guitar Center and went to Sam Ash, and I had no idea. Oh no, James, my bad.
James.
Yes.
Sorry,
James.
James.
What's
Sorry,
his
James.
what's his nickname? Gosh. Oh, he's so cool.
He's got a beard also.
Yeah, I told you it's cool.
But no, so
Skippy, that's his name.
Yeah, Skippy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I randomly just went to Sam
he's
Ash
my
one
go-to
day,
guy at Sam Ash.
and I realized that James had switched companies, and so just I always trusted
because
him.
of that.
Well, I always trusted him for drum advice and
Yeah.
gear advice if I wanted to try something. So I will pay. I personally feel like a lot of the gear at Sam Ash, like for the drum area,
Yeah.
is better than Guitar Center.
Well,
I think
it
Guitar
depends
Center
on
has
what
a
you're
lot
looking
of
for, yeah.
yeah.
Guitar Center has a lot of the. This is what everybody's playing by this
Yeah.
now. A lot of the mainline stuff, and kind of the thing is like if I'm gonna buy something new, I'll usually go like if I'm gonna buy a new Gibson guitar today, I'd go to Guitar Center probably. But for used stuff, just they got a better variety and they're easier to work with, and since I go there a lot, they usually will give me a little bit of a better deal.
See, I get a better deal at Sam Ash.
Well,
'cause
no,
I
at
always-
Sam Ash.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's what I was
I
saying.
always go to Sam Ash.
Yeah, used
for-
stuff definitely for Sam Ash. But I've found some good stuff at Guitar Center. I go everywhere. You know,
I got my
look
DBZ
around.
guitar at
Sam Ash.
Guitar Center,
Oh, really?
but I don't want
Yeah.
to get into that because this isn't about guitar
Yeah,
stuff.
I actually bought not kind of recently. I bought a guitar for $100. I got a Ibanez. It looks like an Ibanez kind of. It's a Squier Showmaster. But it's like the higher end Squier guitars for $100. It was such a good deal. I couldn't pass it up with the Seymour Duncan design pickups or whatever. But I'm actually selling it, so if anyone wants to buy it, hit me
I
up.
will say we need
Throw
to
that out there.
we need to upgrade the double bass kick we have here. We
Definitely.
have
Yeah.
a single and we have a double. Since you know, the joke is I break a lot of drum equipment from how I play. I do have the thing is I do have good technique. A lot of people it's like, oh,
It's
you
not,
must
yeah, he's not just
you must
I hit
have
hard.
you must have bad technique. No, like I can play. Like I can
Yeah.
play and I have technique and I know how to get around a kit and I know how to do everything. It's just
You're just a heavy hitter.
how hard I hit sometimes and like my
It's because your muscles, man.
and like when I hit my kick drum, like
You can't see him, but he's ripped.
like when I hit my when I do the bass drum, like, you know, if you don't put enough force into your kick drum, it just doesn't have that punch.
Yeah, well,
So-
that's almost a technique usually because I don't know if you even realize you do it, and I do it too, is if you're playing a country song, you'll feather the kick, or if you're playing a metal song,
It all depends on what you're playing.
Yeah.
But when I'm playing rock, like I heard
you put as much foot in the bass as you
yeah,
can.
like the old drum. I cannot remember his name right now. I suck with name. I can either remember your name
Same.
forever or I cannot remember it. It's a
Dude,
weird
that's
thing.
everybody. Everybody
yeah.
either remembers your name or they don't.
Well, no, but I'm saying like I'll remember random names from
Yeah.
like years ago,
Yeah.
and like I can't remember somebody I met 10 minutes ago sometimes.
Yeah.
But he said it best where when you play rock music, your bass is your cannon, and your
who
snare
was that? I know what you're talking about.
is the guy from Placebo.
Okay, yeah. I've seen that.
The bass is the cannon and the snare is your rifle.
Yeah.
When I play rock, I kick the crap out of that kick sometimes, and I actually broke the double bass pedal again today, and
Oh,
I
you
was
did?
in there fixing it when
Yeah.
you weren't paying attention.
I saw you lean down. I didn't know. You
crap.
He didn't
thought
want to
I-
say anything. He's being a good friend.
I thought I got away with breaking it again.
Yeah.
I keep it's not so much that I'm breaking it. There's just
It falls apart. You rock too hard.
yeah, there's I looked down and I noticed that the left pedal is like laying on my foot. Like the beater,
Yeah.
not the pedal, but the beater has like gone down to where it's laying on my foot because
Yeah.
I've completely
Loosened it.
decompressed the spring and loosened it so much from playing.
Yeah, so you got to tighten it up. Another cool piece of gear that we have invested in the studio is the kick port. That made a hell of a difference in the kick sound.
So I never heard it before though.
Well, yeah, it was. I had bought it before Kevin actually. Well, actually, before we even built the studio. But it's like a completely different kick. It gives so much more punch, and it's weird because it's just a piece of plastic, you know. And I guess if you don't know what it is, what I can describe it as is if you ever see like subwoofers in a car, you see the little airport out the front. It's like putting one of those on your kick drum, and it's really just, it gives you a whole new kick drum.
Oh, is it that plastic thingy?
Yeah, yeah. It's a little
Okay.
white thing on the front of the
Yeah.
kick.
I think it actually says kick port on it.
Oh, that's the plastic thingy.
The white plastic thingy.
White plastic
That's
thingy.
But
like
you know,
the sticky thing you put in the computer.
Oh, I
it
see
is it is just a piece of plastic, and it's like $30, but it's well worth it.
And it actually is like tunneled though to where it is forcing out some air.
Yeah, exactly. I have almost like a, I guess, classic rock size. I don't know what size the kick drum is, but it's kind of as wide and deep as is kind of similar. It's like a pretty symmetrical.
I think you
kick
do like
drum.
a 22 by 18 or 22 by
so.
20.
Yeah,
That's
and,
what if I had to guess.
But it makes it almost sound like the kick that I want to have. That is, yeah, it's real punchy. It's like skinny and long, and that's what she said.
I used to be. This is kind of random. But did you just hit your face on the? Oh, okay.
No, what the hell?
When I was younger, I was that arrogant drummer. Like
You were that guy.
I was cocky when I was younger with playing drums, and I'm a right-handed drummer, but I would actually set my kit up left-handed,
Yeah, I remember you telling
and
me
I would play like bass drum with my left foot, hi-hat with my left hand. Like I would play everything flipped, and I would go to my friends' houses, and like it's that thing, like, because I was so cocky back then, like I would do all my good fills, do all like my awesome drum stuff, and just try and always beat them right-handed. They'd just always be like, oh crap, man. And then I'd be like, yeah, and then check this out. And I'd flip their kit completely around, and then I'd play left-handed. And it would just irritate all of them because none of them could do it really well. And I was like...
You know what's bad? A cocky drummer's bad, but even worse is a cocky drummer that's good.
Cocky drummer that actually... Like, I don't know if I could play left-handed now. Like, I used to actually
Oh,
practice...
you stopped for a while.
Yeah,
before he didn't have a kit for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my first kit is the kit I got from... he's my stepdad, but I consider him my dad. He's the one that got me into playing drums. But it was a CB drum kit, and the lugs are like plastic lugs, not that great. And I realized that I'd actually ended up breaking all the lugs on the inside when I was taking it apart to fix it one time. And I was like, oh well, I still have all the shells. I just got to get new lugs and hardware
Was
for
it in
them.
storage?
It's in storage right now.
How many pieces is it?
It's a 4-piece.
Okay, cool.
3 toms and a kick.
Is it 2 rack toms and a floor tom?
Yep.
Cool. That's what my kit is, but I take off the highest tom and I leave instead of I have like the kick mounted toms, but I don't use them. I have a snare stand for my rack tom, and I have 2 floor toms. I have almost like a partially jelly bean kit. I got a blue tom, and the rest of my kit is silver.
I will say, with the cocky thing earlier, when you play right-handed for a few years, then you learn how to play left-handed. It feels really weird doing rolls the opposite direction.
Oh gosh, I can only imagine. I've never tried.
And what
I never
like,
thought I should play backwards.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing too is like, Johnny doesn't know when I do it, because most of the time when I play, I have a double bass pedal on the drum set. But there's a good amount of times where I've actually started playing
Like
the kick
double
drum
kick with a single kick.
No, I've been playing the kick drum with my left foot. I'll still be like crashing and doing, but like my right foot will get a little tired or something, and like I'll switch over to my left foot and start playing with my left foot, and then go back.
I actually have noticed that. I was like, I wonder why has the hi-hats open right now, and then I looked down at your feet and I could see that. But
Yeah.
that you playing backwards or whatever kind of reminds me of an idea that you had, that something that you had seen before that we want to do a video on sometime.
No,
okay,
yeah.
it's top secrets.
Yeah.
Keep on the
Shut up, Johnny. That's a secret.
I
That means
remember
we'll
when
definitely
you were
do a
telling me
video.
that story that
This,
you used to like stump your friends when you blindfolded yourself and played drums.
Yeah,
And you're
I
like,
used to.
guys, it's in the same spot when I could see.
Yeah, I used to blindfold myself and just try to because I was cocky. I would try and show off. I mean, 17. Who's not gonna like?
What boy?
Yeah,
is it
what
be?
17-year-old boy isn't gonna try and show off? Especially if there's girls or anything around. That's just what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
So I would blindfold myself.
You'll go blind.
I'd go blind. Too awesome. I would blindfold. Look how hardcore I am as I play a blast beat with acid in my eyes. But yeah, I would blindfold myself and start playing drums, and they were all amazed. They're like, "Oh my god, how do you do that?" When in reality,
it's in the same place.
It's in the same place, and it's
nothing's moved.
And it's muscle memory.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I told you I was taking drum lessons for a year or so when I was younger. That was one of the practices he had me do. He'd say, play for 5 minutes straight, as if it was a song or something, 3 to 5 minutes, and with your eyes closed. And that was one of my homework things, one of my exercises I had to do. Kevin's, I don't know what he's doing. He's getting comfortable. He's changing his mic around. He's doing all kinds of business. But yeah, I feel like if you can't play your kit, every drummer sets his kit up differently and his own personal way, and you should know your kit like the back of your hand. You should be able to play with your eyes closed.
Yeah, and my drum setups have gone through changes and evolved through the years. I used to play a double kick with 4 toms, 2 snares, hi-hat, and 10 to 12 cymbals. And I got
the guy from AC/DC.
Yeah, and I got
3 toms and 100 cymbals.
Yeah, because I used to love the 80s drummers. I just wanted a set. Yeah. I got sick and tired of having to move it every freaking weekend.
Cut your kit
and
down.
I cut the kit down to bass, snare, 2 toms, and 3 cymbals.
Yeah.
And it was a matter of okay,
hi-hats.
And hi-hats, and I was like, okay. But I always had a cowbell and a tambourine at the time.
I thought you were going to say cowbell and transvestite.
No, I was, for some reason, trampoline kept popping in my head. But it was that thing, I would learn, okay, if I play my ride with just the tip, I'm going to get this tone. If I take the mass part or the center part of the stick and I hit the bell on the side, I'm going to get this tone if I crash it. So I would play my cymbals, learn what tones I could get out of that cymbal.
Yeah.
So I would just take certain cymbals to do gigs or something, or jam with friends, and I know what I can get out of this. So I would use the potential of the kit. Even with the snare drum now, I'll hit the snare drum in different places, and I'll do different rim shots, different spots, and get different tones. And
100%. That's that's how you become a dynamic drummer, and you can get different tones out of the same kit. You don't have to switch snares for every song or whatever.
Yeah, try
cymbals.
Or two, if you want a little bit different sound throughout your song, try doing those little ghost notes, but do the ghost notes kind of near the edge.
Exactly.
And then the center, just pow, with a rim shot and just crack it.
Something that I like to do.
Release the kraken.
It reminds me of 2 things. Well, one is I'll doing different little techniques, like putting your billfold on the snare or something for different songs is cool. Or using the moon gels on your toms or whatever. But something that I like to do to practice to make myself try new stuff, or to make myself use techniques that I haven't used for in a long time or aren't usually go-to techniques, is I'll play with just kick, snare, and hi-hats. And
that's always fun.
Yeah, it's like a practice kit, and I think there's some videos on my Instagram of me doing that. It's good luck doing a roll with a snare and hi-hats, but somehow it works. And you just gotta, instead of going through doing the same thing on 3 different toms to make it sound different, is you have to hit it 3 different strokes. There's 3 different spots on the snare to make it sound different.
Yeah.
And that's always a cool.
If you listen to that's 50% of my rolls is a lot of times it's just snare, and it's different rhythms, or starts fast and gets slow, different techniques with the snare drum, just from all the punk drumming I did. I do use the toms a lot. I like toms, but
what I've been doing recently is not really a technique, but more of a what do you call it, not a signature, but the way I play or whatever. Something I've been doing is doing backwards rolls, like going from low to high.
Oh, going up.
Yeah, or like instead of doing a roll, I'll just go like I'll leave spaces because what they always say is what you don't play is just as important as what you do play.
Yeah.
And instead of doing a whole roll, I'll just go doom, doom. Instead of doing the do 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 do. Just playing drums in my mouth right now.
Yeah.
But I'll leave spaces in it. It makes it different and interesting, but also gives the other instruments room to kind of shine.
That one of my favorite fills to do, rather than doing the like and rolling all the way through, I'll just do like one hit snare and just do it'll be like a snare. No, it'll just be snare, high tom, low tom to snare, and it's just do 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 da.
Yeah.
Da do do da, and like it's like fun, but it's like so simple.
Yeah.
But like if the guitars are doing like this like chord changes and stuff, it's just kind of a cool like. Another thing that's fun,
kick flam, because I like that.
I like that too. Another thing that's
she's
fun,
laughing. She thinks I'm making noises, but that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Funny kick flam.
If you want to get that old school like really dead like drum tone, take towels and lay them over every drum.
I did when I was a kid. I got material like almost exactly like that I have on the sound treatment in the room there, and I stretched over the tom or like the drum, and I put the head on with that stretched underneath it, and that was like a completely different dead sound.
I used to do that too. I used to use muffles.
Oh yeah. Those foam things. We had those at work one time. They kind of sounded bad.
Yeah. Well,
depending on what you're getting, nothing sounds bad. Anything will work for something.
For what I was typically playing, like I wanted 0 ring in my toms.
Yeah.
I wanted none, and I was playing really fast punk music at the time, and I wanted that like kind of older, like almost ugly drum sound.
Yeah.
So like
old Red Hot Chili Peppers type of stuff.
Yeah, like or just think of it like old Ramon or well, they were old. Although I mean they did release music, in the 90s even too, but like the old 70s Ramones, like I wanted no
the 90s was a long time ago. It was like 20 years ago.
I wanted no freaking ring at all. And then they were also tuned a little bit higher. But then I had the snare drum I used basically like would scare you if you weren't ready for it.
It's so snappy.
Because I used a 3x13" piccolo snare, steel shell, tuned up, and it like and almost all my hits, because it was pretty flat, were rim shot style, like, and
that's just, like all I play right now.
Yeah, it's popping.
I remember when I was in high school and when I was in jazz band, there was this guy, Alex something. I was a freshman, he was a senior, and I really looked up to him. I thought he was such a cool guy. And he would play like the jazz guys that play like traditional grip, holding the sticks. He would play like tilt his snare away from him, like towards the tom, but he didn't play traditional grip, and like he just got like the best rim shots. It sounds so good, but I could never play like that.
Yeah, I have a friend that does that, Alfonso, and I've tried playing it, but I always end up just catching rim.
Yeah,
that's all I do is just rim the whole time, and there's no snare at all.
Exactly, that's what happened with me.
Ding, ding, ding. I'm like, crap.
Yeah.
And I always end up catching my finger when I try and do that.
Oh gosh, that's the worst.
Which
dude,
hurts.
taking a drumstick anywhere on your body sucks, dude. That's the worst.
Dude, as hard as I hit, and I
you
caught
did that
my
today.
leg.
Yeah.
The word. Another thing that sucks too is when you go to choke a cymbal, and it goes in between your nail and your finger.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I just thinking about it makes me cringe.
The drummer from We the Kings did that. He was playing a show and he caught it, and it just went right.
I was watching a drum.
Like a Warped Tour?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was watching a drum instructor on YouTube, and he did that in the middle of a lesson, trying to choke it, and he's like, "Well, that sucked."
Don't do that.
I remember.
I instruct you not to do that.
I like cut the back of my hand open one time because I was playing, and I got a little too close to the hi-hat cymbals when I was going for the snare.
Yeah.
And I just the hi-hats just like went across the back of my fingers, but I hit it with like force.
Yeah.
And I remember looking down and just seeing like a couple little drops of blood starting to come out from where I like scraped the skin off of it.
Oh gosh.
I think one of the things that sucked is I was the church I used to attend, the drummer, he like, y'all think I hit hard. This guy hit way harder than I hit. And like he was kind of built too, and this dude hit hard. And he ended up catching his pinky trying to hit the snare. He caught his
Like on the rim?
pinky. It might have been his index, but regardless, he caught one of his fingers on the snare drum.
Like on the rim or
on the rim.
Yeah.
Actually caught his, I think it was, pretty sure it was the index, but this was a few
finger.
years ago.
Yeah, anyway.
Caught a finger. He hit the snare rim so hard with his finger, he actually fractured his finger.
Oh man. I
And
think
he,
I say it broke. Yeah.
well, yeah, he broke it.
Yeah.
Like it was fractured, and like the crazy thing is like he's still finished. Like he only did it halfway through the set.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole set.
Yeah, and he actually finished, and then he went to the doctor to get like his finger
man.
looked at, and I was just like, he was playing like this the rest of the. Oh, no one could see, but he had his finger sticking out, like hitting the snare, and I was like,
Oh, because it was cast.
well, no, because he had broken it.
Well, he
so
finished
Oh,
he couldn't hold it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so he had his fingers sticking out the whole time because he
Put a cast
couldn't.
on.
I remember that was a while, like not nearly like that bad or that intense of a story, but like I kind of like the game that we were talking about. We play where we turn on music and try to stump each other. Well, my mom, she's really into like old country and stuff like that, and she likes me to play the kind of stuff that she would hear her grandfather play, and take her back, and he's not with us anymore. So it's nice to see her son playing the same thing that she would see someone else she loved doing or whatever. So she'll do that and she'll get all emotional or whatever. And I was playing one time. She was going this old country like Hank Williams and stuff, and for some reason she went like from that to like Bad Company, and like I was just getting really into it. And I was playing like extra hard, and I was hitting so hard, like I didn't hit the rim or anything, but just the way I guess I was holding the stick, I thought I bruised the inside of my, like the inside of the joint on my finger. And then I just like, played through it or whatever. And then I was like all tired and worn out. I was like, all right, I'm done. And then I looked at my finger, and it's like the size of my thumb. It's like twice as big or something.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I got so y'all can't see me, but I used to have my ears stretched out.
Oh,
And
I'm not going to like this story.
I got really lucky one time because I was wearing tunnels, and they were just big enough to get like the sticks I was using. I could just get like the tip in, and I actually managed to like come back because I move a lot if I'm really into it.
Yeah.
And I managed to kind of like catch the plug or the tip of the stick into my plug and pull.
No.
But luckily I went up, so it just pushed into the bottom of my ear.
Oh
And
my
like
gosh.
I realized it, so I stopped and just like pulled it out. But
Oh
yeah,
my
that
God.
I hate that. I do not like that.
That reminds me
yeah,
of
like-
Portlandia
yeah.
when he's riding his bike.
when he's riding the bike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
like
God.
I actually caught my plug one time. I don't have tunnels. I don't have my ears gauged anymore. But yeah, that
they're
was
little.
big-
They're
you got-
still there.
they're little.
You can see through them.
yeah. But that definitely was like
They're not as
not
big.
fun. Like that sucked. And I know I was reading a story where Travis Barker,
Yeah.
when he was doing the Plus 44 music video for Heart Stop Beating,
Yeah.
he actually broke his arm during that video playing drums.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
Remember when he was in a
gosh.
cast?
Oh yeah, I do remember. That's what that
it
was from.
It was from that video.
Oh wow, I did
He
not
was
know
playing.
that.
He was playing so hard, like something in his arm broke.
Wow.
Oh wow! Just
I was
gave
just like,
out.
Was that
Jeez.
when Blink started again, and like they came out? I think like the Nickelodeon something. They said we used to play music together, and we're gonna do it again. He had his arm in a sling, or was that from the plane crash?
I'm not sure.
I
I don't
forgot
keep
he
up
got
enough with.
into
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that was crazy. Did you read his book?
No.
Oh, my girlfriend bought it, and I
And
just
you
read
still
parts
haven't
of it.
read it.
I still haven't read it. I just read parts of it, like
Skimmed it.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know how to read. No, but yeah, dude, there was like pictures in it though of like that haven't been shown since the accident happened. It was so bad,
Oh,
dude.
man.
He was like covered head to toe, and like he was talking about us on an interview, and he was saying that like somehow he the way that the plane crashed and he didn't know what was going on, he got in the fuel tank of the plane, so he was doused from head to toe in fuel, and then got out and got caught on fire, like his whole
Oh
body.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was crazy. But you know, he also
So
said he
scary.
turned his life around, and like he was already completely focused on drumming, but he also was self-medicating. He said,
Oh yeah.
Well, now he's got the dad goatee too, so
he's full-blown dad now. After he's got the goatee.
He seems like a really awesome dad, though.
Oh yeah, he's such a cool guy.
Random fact, he's vegan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He. I remember he said that like, when the plane crash happened, he like he couldn't eat vegan. He needed like nutrients or whatever. They said you have to eat this kind of stuff or whatever. And he said it was like so disgusting to him.
Yeah.
I mean, well, if you're not used to eating,
Yeah.
you see, I tried going vegetarian, but I'm too much of a Southern boy, and I love barbecue.
You gotta have your steak.
Wait, like if I go somewhere and there's pulled pork on the menu,
You have to buy.
I'm
you did that
ordering
today,
it.
didn't you?
Yep.
What'd you get today? You got
I got pulled pork,
Yeah.
and I was
I was a happy
less
camper.
than impressed.
I
was
well,
like,
you didn't get their wings. That's why you weren't impressed. We went to a wing place today, and their wings are good.
Wing Daddy has really awesome pulled pork.
And that like monster sandwich you got.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, the Hogzilla.
Why are we talking about sandwich and
Yeah,
food?
okay.
Drum
vlog.
Well, I guess how long have we been going? I again didn't keep track.
We might have to chop this one into two because I think we're over an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh wow! you want to stop it now or what? What do you want to do?
We can stop because it's we're rolling on 11:45 and I have to work tomorrow.
Oh gosh, yeah, I got to work tomorrow too. I got to take my sister to school and I got to work here in the studio. And I got
Life.
I'm trying to living a life is a bunch of work. Though. I got we had a band come in the studio and they laid down 10 songs in 2 days. It was like crazy, a lot of work.
Oh, man.
And I want to get this all mixed by at least next week and then master it. And I'm probably gonna have you come in and master. I didn't ask you yet, but I want you to help me with that.
Oh yeah, sure, dude. I got vacation coming up, so
All right, cool.
that works.
All right, so I guess we'll close this one out. The StudioCast 2.
I would say cut the tape, but this is all digital, so
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
Okay, well, I guess maybe it's just 3. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. We'll see you later.
Later.
Bye.